Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. And here we try to keep it very bold. I want us to go to Narok because at the moment, at the center of every strategy that politician is putting, it must be about addition and not subtraction. Narok County is one of the three Maasai counties in the larger Rift Valley, that is Samburu, Kajiado, and Maasai, and Narok. Now, the Narok vote is one that is also very critical for Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Looking at the 2017 August 9th general election, by the way, I was checking that data and I was really shocked that last general election, the one that was the August 9th, President Uhuru Kenyatta scooped 159,000 and Raila Odinga got 139,000. But the same election, President got nearly more than 100,000 votes. The difference of the Maasai community that voted for Raila in Narok between Raila and Uhuru was 20,000. But between Raila and Uhuru, here in Kajiado, was nearly 100,000, and I was really shocked. However, Deputy President William Ruto needs to manage the Narok County team. As we talk now, the UDA candidate for governor is Patrick Tutu, and the incumbent governor Tunai is also vying for Senate. And so these two leaders are the eyepiece, or rather they are the ones that are the focal lens for Deputy President in Narok. However, Tunai, who is an incumbent governor, seems not to be playing the good ball for the UDA team. And we are going to look at it keenly. And in this analysis, we'll try to concentrate it on why, or rather, what will cost William Ruto the Maa vote? Because the Maa vote is very critical for him, but with all these indications, he is likely to lose the Maa vote. There is an audio clip that has emerged. In fact, someone just sent me this audio. This is a gentleman who attended an event that was held at Ole Tunai's home in Transmara. And he was meeting some community leaders and few of supporters there to campaign for Deputy President William Ruto, and also what to him would be his interest in Narok even after leaving the office. That audio clip is a 17-minute clip, but he spoke in Maasai. So I am just going to play a snippet of it. Then after listening to that video, then I will give you the details of what he is talking about. Then we'll try to look at them. We'll try to suffix them enough, what is the impact on Ruto's Narok vote. So I want you to listen to this.
Amore tenai morpolo seniki yep mi doge jalo siria nitashi nje tashi oloyo sabaya tol oleko yoni bonu ala 2027 kage gi morpolo seniki yep amunja age piki po yena sahi mibunga taninje na mogoto yo wasinkishu na ninje yo rumutani na yo kare teniki po yena na ina radi piki bot pai botwa na tum pela ajo etiena na gra yanga she yok na ga yuni ni mungu amete ni kibo meke atantai beki imene bo ajo sina no pela yolo amen ajo dina nena na bake ki yeuni nje maita yana consistency kansala na menija na ke na bogi yeuni nje ena isabwa kana bado mjini nje mai mena consistency amore sahi kai ama hata te serikali tenita sheria singishu na radio auto te hall ita shirmeta ni te hall na ninje rol bunge e mana yole skuli nejo kite jorol polosi na magor kai gene ni yo te serikali kera yo ngaji na bo kai ge ne mu yo ajo radi pini ngumu kai ge ne ni mu yo na bigi bodu don tai ajo ento ni mu yo amo
So
me di la fa
that I
fa
have not
titi
played all of it,
ne
but
min
of
ko
course
mum
that is just a snippet of that. He was speaking in typical Maasai. So one thing, let me tell you, that it is a very bad strategy to gather votes. What is happening here? There is an UDA candidate known as Ololtua. Ololtua is the UDA candidate for Kilgoris constituency. So, like, if you know, residents of Tunai is in Kilgoris, that is Transmara is in Kilgoris, and so Ololtua will be his candidate. So simply what he's telling the people that he's talking to there, that they need to they need to support Ololtua simply because he's a weak candidate. What shocks me is the reason why they want the weak candidate. And I have tried to have some interviews with some people from Masai land, because stemming from Masai Mara. And why they want Ololtua is they are telling those elders there that they need a weak candidate, so that in case whatever they want, they will be in a position to get it without question. And whatever they want in this context are issues about land, are issues about the investments in the Masai Mara, and there is just a lot of it. This is quite unfortunate because one of the issues that is very contentious in Kilgoris is land clashes. So he's saying that they need to vote in a weak candidate so that they can be in a position to get whatever they want, and that person might not answer question. So let me just get to the in-depth of this. In Kilgoris, there is the Maasai community, and there are three sub-tribes. There is the Sirisia, there is a clan known as Uasin Gishu, and then there is a clan known as Ololtua, Moitanik. Ololtua is a UDA candidate coming from Sirisia. Then remember, like, the current MP Gideon Konchela, who is now vying for Senate through Jubilee, there is coming from Uasin Gishu. So what he's telling them, what he's telling the residents of Kilgoris is that the subtribe of Sirisia and Uasin Gishu should merge and vote in one candidate to face off with Julius Sunkuli. Julius Sunkuli is coming from a subtribe within Kilgoris known as Moitanik. So remember, Julius Sunkuli is the brother to Andrew Sunkuli, the guy who was picked by Kalonzo Musyoka as his running mate. So the Sunkuli family is a very prominent family in Masai, rather in Narok. And what is happening is it's going to pit the two subtribes, the Sirisia Uasin Gishu subtribe against Moitanik. And this is what is happening. Remember, this is the area where the issue of the Murumbi land is there. So if you look at it, the politics of Narok, I see that a situation where there is an approach of sub-tribes is simply not going to work well. Because in the same measure, Tunai was asking them to vote for Patrick Olentutu, because Patrick Olentutu is going to win the votes of Kipsigis that are staying in Narok, because they're going to inherit the support from Deputy President. So according to Tunai, already they are going to win. And by the way, Tunai is from a small subtribe known as Sirisia, while the bigger subtribe in Narok County is known as Purko. So both Tunai and Kenta are coming from Purko. But Tunai was in a position to win that seat because of the Kipsigis vote that are staying there. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just a snippet of what is happening, the angle of the subtribe and the interest that is vested. In the light of this, I have captured what, in my understanding, is going to cost William Ruto the Narok vote. And it is upon him to make sure that deep land interests in Narok are not at the center of his campaign. Because I remember there is the issue of this Joseph Murumbi's land is from Narok. And the Joseph Murumbi land during this campaign, it has been a conversation that was here. Politicians most likely going to use it. So what is happening is Deputy President seems to be having deep land interests in Narok. Now, these land interests are the ones that then are crossing the subdivisions of the subtribes. Why now Tunai wants subtribe A and subtribe B to merge, and through that merger, they can beat another subtribe. While this is going to cause very deep issues. Masai Mara is home to the Masai Mara Game Reserve, one of the biggest tourist attraction sites in Kenya. So, and you know, there is bit of investments from both sides, the county government and also the leaders. But I also see a possibility that there are some cocoons or rather cartels that are making sure that they maintain a flow of income from the Masai Mara Game Reserve. And they will not want to change guard. Even though, looking at it critically, Patrick Ole Ntutu will then serve the interest of Deputy President if he wins the governor's seat. But on the other side of Kilgoris, Tunai is also fronting what, according to him, is a weak candidate so that they can control that candidate. So I'm telling you, with this issue of Masai Mara, if a narrative is done that the Masai Mara Game Reserve is one of the reasons why some candidates are being fronted, that is going to eat a chunk, because the residents of Narok County, I think, have always had that criticism that despite the fact that they have that big tourist attraction site there, the flow of income is not benefiting the local community. So these are issues that are still coming up there. I don't still understand why Mau reservation is still remaining a big thing. And by the way, if you look at the Mau issue, I think that's where Raila cuts the cake with the Mau community. Because during the Mau reservation project, Raila was hanged alone. Raila Odinga was hanged alone. And it really caused a lot of divisions in the area, because there were sections of Masai that wanted the eviction to be done because it was a water catchment area for them. But there was the other side of the Kipsigis, or rather the Kalenjin that were staying there, that there were deep interests that were there. The fact that Raila came out as a candidate who was protecting the Masai's interest through the Mau, then he actually decided, he made a very good. So the deputy president must then get a very good narrative or a catchment to the Masai. Now, I have to mention something, that Ruto must then get rid of Tunai as the point man in Narok, because there is an element of posterity. You know, he was an incumbent governor, he has interests, he has his investments there. And if William Ruto is not going to be very careful, then Narok is going to mess with his Rift Valley vote basket. I want to just ask a very good question to someone from Narok. What is the percentage of votes do you think William Ruto is going to gather from Narok, if you relate to how the voting pattern of 2017? Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were almost tying, 159 versus 129. So tell us about this.